coffee lovers, and welcome back to Chao. Welcome to our Coffee Trio series. This time we are going to make cappuccino, and we are going to make in 22 ounces cups. That means it is a real coffee overload. 3 different types of cappuccino using 3 different types of ingredients. One is instant coffee, another is using espresso, using the espresso machine, and the third one, because I have already shown you how to cold brew your coffee, I thought I'm going to use cold brewed coffee today. And for our cold brewed coffee, I am using Italian roast coffee beans, which is a premium coffee. So let's look at the recipes that we will need for this. For the instant coffee, I am going to use my regular instant coffee. You can use any brand. I'm going to use some cocoa powder. This is to top our cappuccino drinks. I'm going to use my cold brewed coffee. For this, I only made good for 1 cup, which is 150 grams of freshly ground coffee beans, coarse ground, 150 ml of water, because I'm using a ratio 1:10. We are going to use the milk syrup, which is a combination of sweetened condensed milk and evaporated milk. This is my version of half and half or heavy cream. It is a more cost-effective heavy cream than your usual whipping cream or heavy cream that you buy in the market. If you'd like it to be a bit sweeter, you can also add a little bit of the homemade sugar syrup that we make here at Chao. So that's about all we need for our 3 different types of cappuccino. So let's start by making our cappuccino using cold brewed coffee. Cappuccino, more coffee than milk. So this is going to be coffee heavy. Okay, so I'm going to now push my plunger down, and then, like always, I'm going to strain it one more time. I'm going to use my tea sock strainer or coffee strainer here. I need 150 ml. Let's see if we can get 150 ml here. Next, let's make our instant coffee. I need 5 ounces or 150 ml of hot water. So 150 ml of hot water, to which I will add 1 tablespoon of my instant coffee. Just level tablespoon is enough. So 1 tablespoon there, and give it a stir. And finally, we are going to pull our espresso shots. Now, because this is a 22 ounces cup, I'm going to use 3 ounces of espresso. I'm going to use a double basket, which is 2 shots, and 2 shots is normally about 14 to 18 grams of coffee when you're doing your cocktail. So, but I am going to pull 3 ounces, so you can actually cut costs because you're only using 14 to 18 grams for 3 ounces of espresso. So I'm going to fill this up with ground coffee. I'm going to use my funnel so that it's not messy. Let's do that. So make sure your ground coffee is leveled, and also using a hammer here, and then turn. That's it. We're looking for 3 ounces of our espresso. Now time to assemble our drinks. So because this is a cappuccino, I will need milk foam. Once again, I'm going to use a manual milk frother. Let's make our milk foam. And I'm going to stick it in the ice box to make it thicker. There you go. And let us now assemble our drinks. So let's start with the espresso. I'm going to put 2 ounces of my milk syrup. If you're using it separately, that's 40 ml of sweetened condensed milk and 20 ml of evaporated milk, which makes it just creamier than regular fresh milk. There you go. And that really is enough. That's all. If you want to make it a little bit sweeter, you can add a little bit of the sugar syrup. But okay, so I'm just going to add 5 ml or 1 teaspoon of sugar syrup on there, just to make everything the same. Okay, and now for my instant coffee, I'm going to use the same 2 ounces or 60 ml of my milk syrup. That is 40 ml sweetened condensed milk and 20 ml evaporated milk. There you go. And I'm also going to put 5 ml or 1 teaspoon of my sugar syrup. For commercial, I would say put 15 ml or 1 tablespoon of milk syrup, of sugar syrup. And now for my cold brewed coffee, the same 2 ounces of milk syrup and just a tiny bit, 5 ml of sugar syrup. There you go. You have now 3 different types of coffee drinks. I am using the same spoon because they're all coffee. Okay? Time for the verdict. The color, I think the color of my cold brewed coffee is a little bit too pale. Might have put too much water. So the lesson learned is do not put too much water when you're doing a cold brew. Stick to the 1:10 ratio. Okay, let me give this a try. But the taste is still so good. It's so refreshing. Cold brewed coffee really gives you that refreshing taste, no acidity, no bitterness. It won't harm you to have a full 22-ounce cup of very strong cold brewed cappuccino. This time is the instant coffee. For the regular instant coffee that I have shown you before, I normally add creamer. But for this, there's no creamer, but don't forget that evaporated milk is creamy enough. Let me try. Delicious. This is good for those that really love their coffee strong. Not bad. I like it. And finally, the 3 ounces of strong brewed espresso. Wow, that is smashing. Because cappuccino uses a very thick milk foam, if you're making a lot of cappuccino at the same time, you might need to use a larger jug to foam your milk. If you use a larger jug, it's easier if you put it in the ice box and the milk is really cold, and then you can use your electric milk frother. If you're using a manual milk frother, just make sure that you have enough capacity to keep pumping the milk so that you get foam all the time. I've seen some coffee shops that offer a cappuccino and the barista would say, "Oh my God, I am so tired. My arms are tired because of too much pumping." Anyway, you need the milk foam for a cappuccino. They look good, they taste good. Finally, let's look at the costing for the 3 types of cappuccino. For 22 ounces cup using instant coffee, the total cost excluding the cup and the ice is 17 pesos. That's not a lot. If you add the ice and the cup, it might be about 5 pesos each, so it's about 22 pesos, and for sure you can sell it at least 60 to 80 pesos. So you can imagine the margin that you make in this cup. But don't forget that you also have other costs associated with selling such drinks. So make sure you incorporate the cost of your staffing, your rental, and your overhead. Now for the cold brew coffee, because I use premium roast coffee beans, the total cost for the 22-ounce cup came up to $33 per cup, excluding the cup. So if you include the cost of the cup, which is 5 to 6, so maybe that will be about 38 to 39, or about 40 pesos per cup. As I have mentioned in my earlier video, you can command a higher price for cold brewed coffee. So maybe you can sell it for about 100. You still make a good margin. Now, for the espresso, because we are only using 2 shots and pulling 3 ounces of coffee, the total cost that I have here using premium roast coffee beans is 31 pesos. For espresso, you can also command as much as 100 to 120, making a good margin on these drinks. Also, the cost can be lower if you use a less premium coffee beans. That's all I have for today. I hope that you try these recipes at home. Let me know how it goes for you. In the meantime, like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Ciao for now.